But this topic, I really like this topic because I stumbled across something similar to this to do with Africa.
Okay.
So I have like this little dream if I can get into my Black Panther, my
Dr.
Dr. Umar, my Martin Luther, and Malcolm X.
Yeah,
Come on, man! If I can channel the black leaders into me now,
it's a Malcolm Z, bro.
I always wonder like what happens if Africa unites. You get me? Like if Africa united under one banner. And what I found was, it was disheartening to believe that. Well, it was a pipe dream anyway, to think that an entire continent could one day say, guys, let's pull it together and, you know, become one. But it was more like the ignorance was cured with the knowledge of, okay, so what specifically is happening in Africa to prevent this from happening? And I came across this, right? So the three main things that a culture like identifies as, or what creates a cultural identity, is religion, ethnic background, and language, right? So, and geography also plays a main role in cultural development as well. And the issue with Africa, from a geography standpoint, is that there's too many different climates. Like there's too many different ways of life, eating, dressing. Like it's too different. So for us to even circle that and say, "Cool, Africa unite," those cultures are way too different from where they live. Like there's hills, there's forests, there's deserts. People aren't getting along because you don't understand me. It's all about understanding, right? You don't understand what a guy up in Egypt has to deal with when he's talking about the heat and having to wear turbans. You don't understand what someone in the foresty areas of Africa has to deal with when they're talking about rain all the time. Like all that gets eliminated. Then you have to talk about religion, because religion is a very big thing historically where people just fight. Like they just fight for their religion. And the issue with Africa is that it's damn near 50-50, 50% Muslim, 50% Christian. So it's just like 50-40, but like it's very half and half.
50-40? What's the 10?
Oh, sorry, no, it's...
Oh, no.
Sorry,
60-40.
What's the 10? That's what I want to know.
60-40.
50-40, what's the 10?
No, the 12, but please. I would say the 10 is probably indigenous religions or like... Yeah, I saved myself there. Because the math wasn't mathing, man. But yeah, so you have Islam in Northern Africa, and then you have Christianity in Southern Africa. And just off lower west, you have the indigenous tribes that are uncontacted, right? And so the issue is when you look at Nigeria, for example, how much conflict happens between Muslims and Christians? Like, Tom, I'm sure you know that. It's mad over there.
Yeah,
in
my
Nigeria.
dad's told me it's long still.
Yeah.
Like the north, I know like the north are mostly Muslim. I think...
Is that Hausa, the north?
Hausa, yes.
Of Nigeria,
Yes,
yeah.
it is. Yes,
it is, yeah.
Yeah, Hausa mostly Muslim. Yoruba majority are actually Christian.
Yeah.
The rest, and those are the two biggest tribes in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken.
No, 3.
Hey, man.
Igbo.
Igbo as well,
Igbo.
but what's called? I think they're mostly Christian as well.
Yeah.
But do you guys?
Don't fact check me. I can't fact check. I can't fact
Yeah.
check.
3 Nigerians on the
fact checks.
podcast and
No
they ain't
fact
doing
checks.
shit for your people.
No
man.
fact check.
You lot
I'm
just looked at
taking
him,
time.
I swear.
No, wait.
Because I said if I'm not mistaken, now look at these.
Yeah. Wait, he's trying to confirm a fact, and I'm struggling, letting him know I cannot confirm it. I can either confirm or deny.
But it sounds about right.
He's in the ballpark. He's in the ballpark. He's in the ballpark.
Okay. But yeah, Tom.
But yeah, it's kind of like, as I said before, lines were drawn in Nigeria. From what I've been told,
The
anyway.
borders are terrible.
I wouldn't call them borders, to be fair, but I think lines were drawn in terms of they're kind of unspoken. From what I've heard, like, please do not take what I'm saying for a fact. This is just what I've been told by relatives that grew up there. But like lines were drawn, like it's the same way in Oldham, like back in like the early 2000s, Asian people we used to say, okay, we're not going into Fitting Hill.
Okay.
We're not, or even in the 90s, because one of my old employers, like when I worked at a garage, he was telling me, yeah, we didn't go certain places because, you know, we knew what would happen if we did. Mm-hmm. We walked certain ways home because we knew what would happen if we didn't.
Right.
So it's like, I think from what I've been told, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like there are unspoken boundaries that you do adhere to.
So what I would say about the borders now, so the videos I was watching were more talking about the problems with Africa's borders. And Nigeria is a good example of like the Hausa tribe is divided in half by another country that's on top of Nigeria. I'm not sure what that country is. And then when you look at the Yoruba tribe, that's divided by 4 other countries to the west of Africa. You get me? So now you're talking about not everyone part of that tribe lives in the country. and bits and pieces are now just there in a chunk. So a way for a European to understand it is if you took a bit of Italy, a bit of France, a bit of Spain, and a bit of England, and you made them one country. You get me? So you're talking about different regions. You're talking about the heat of Spain also being a part of the cold of England and the language barrier in between them. So that's the difficulty that countries would have in and are having in Africa. Because when you look at conflicts, especially to go back to our question now, a lot of conflict happens in the parts of Africa where it's easiest to live. So the deserty part of Africa, there isn't that much conflict because no one lives there. But when you get down to Central Africa now, everyone's fighting because you have people that don't understand each other, different religions, different languages, just going at it. And you also have to think about resources too. That's another thing. But if we're just talking about culturally, it's mad. Like, it's just hard.
Yeah. I think it makes sense though. Like, literally, I know I've said this before, but like most of the times, most disagreements do come from having different beliefs about certain things. And it can be fueled a lot by like religion or environment, as you said before. But yeah, and then once you have them different beliefs, I think it's important to teach people, and I think that's what people should aim for, to teach people like how to understand different cultures. And I think that's definitely a possibility. But at the same time, I don't think you can teach people to agree with all cultures. I think once you don't agree with certain things, and you agree with what you believe, but you don't agree with what someone else believes, then
Like the age of consent in Nigeria is 11, fam.
yeah,
Who's trying
I
to
thought it
live?
was 12.
12.
Bro, 11, 12 is
It doesn't
disgusting.
matter.
It's fucked.
It's
11,
mad.
12
It's
is
fucked.
fucked.
It's mad. People
Yeah.
fought to have that in there. And when you're talking about people with relatively higher ages, talking about if they were in the same country, you're not getting along with people that are marrying 11-year-olds. You see me? So like, that's another thing. And to emphasize religion again, religion also influences laws.
Yeah,
Like,
big,
for example,
heavy,
in
heavy.
Dubai and stuff. So you're talking about different principles mixing as well. Like there's levels to it, fam.
But I don't think it's just the sheer belief. I think it's the pride within that belief and the ignorance of other beliefs that is the main reason, in my opinion. Because, how do I explain? Like, I think you can have different beliefs and coexist, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But and of course, you should be proud of your religion, if that is the religion you follow. I think you have every reason to be proud. But I think there's a certain level of pridefulness where the moment where someone suggests something different, you take it as an insult and are not willing to actually have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. It's like, I've seen it happen within like Christian uncles and Muslim uncles still. Like, what's it called? Muslim uncle will say something about his religion, the Christian uncle goes off. It's mad. And same vice versa. Not willing to listen at all. Which I think roots back, and probably a lot of time they can't even communicate properly. They won't communicate properly. It kind of roots back to what Mo said earlier about the fact that if you don't assimilate or attempt to understand the culture you're going into, you will not survive or you will not be successful.
No, but that's why I look at Africa though, because America's big. And people don't necessarily get along in America, but when you look at how America was founded, that was immigrants. That's an immigrant country, so that no one really belongs in America. There's a mixture of cultures, it's a melting pot and all that stuff there. Africa was literally forced into, you have to live with someone else that has these different principles and a different language to you. So to me, realistically, if you were to divide up Africa, because I can't focus on every area of the world, so I'm just talking about Africa here. So like, realistically, Africa could be 4 different pieces if they were to unite. You get the north up there with the Islam and then the Afro-Arabic languages. You get them there, and then you get the Niger Congo languages, which are also like 70% in Africa, like lower down that you can. So there could be a north, east, west, south of Africa, easy. Because I know right now in Africa there's they're trying to do an East African federation with about 5 East African countries. And I think that's a very good start. Like if that becomes its own thing, that's in a good way, because when you look at it, the climate's right, the language is right, the religion's good. Like those people can get along with each other, and that's the thing. I don't think we should force peace. You can't force people to live with people they don't like and don't agree with. but you also need change. To me, the answer will always come back to balance, because like we've highlighted, if you have people that live in a certain way that's toxic, they'll continue living that way. So you need to like allow change to happen naturally, and to weed out certain mentalities.